So you need some resources, and you'd rather work smart than hard. Well, you came to the right place. After all, I am... No, what is that? Is that my watch?! Well, you came to the right place, but who am I to tell you how to gather resources in Astroneer? After all, you're probably just now seeing this channel for the first time, so allow me to establish some credibility. You see, I'm one of the greatest Astroneer players of all time. As a citation to that, I am the man currently possessing 32 nanocarbon alloy in my inventory here, and it's just there for fun. I'm the man who has 2 bases on the home planet and blasts off to get between them instead of using a large rover. I'm the man who spent dozens of hours making a second base that can put out an upward of 400 units of power, just to use it for testing only and no practical purposes. And so you see, not only are these feats legendary, but they require a lot of know-how, and that's what I'm here for. So what do you say? Now that I've established credibility, how about you let me turn you from Soy Boy into Soil Man? And so you see, we're turning soil into scrap, because soil is cheap. And if soil's cheap and soil can be scrap, then scrap is cheap. And when you automate the process, all you gotta do is have the soil, and then you have the scrap once a little time is put into it. And while I'm not one to brag, this is objectively genius. But of course, if you want to gather soil to turn it into scrap, you want to gather as much soil as you can get. So if you don't have a truck set up like this, probably get one before you try this. Same with an auto scrapper, if we're being completely honest here, because the more automatic stuff is, and the more powerful stuff is, as in the case of the truck, the better things work out for you. You do want to be late game for a lot of this stuff, so do keep that in mind. Now, full disclosure, I do realize that this video is overly simple since I've already got most of this stuff made and complete, but even World Class Jerk has lazy days sometimes. I figured I was going to make an easier video just so I could have a bit of a relaxation moment. But yes, as we all know, terraforming is great for the environment. There are no downsides at all, and this is a great thing to do. So not only do you get to get what you want, but you also get to give back to the great planet that allowed you to do so. But that's not the point, obviously, okay? Obviously, the point is to show you the entire process of how you can turn soil into scrap. And since I just ran out of this soil canister here, I can show you with a brand spanking new one. I don't really know what the frick this is all about. The whole system seems to have crumbled down while I was gone. That's fun. But yes, one of these soil canisters full, which this one is because I am indeed a class individual. I will not bring an halfway empty one over here. Anyways, this holds 24 soil, and each soil out of this thing will equate to a single scrap. So that's a pretty good freaking deal. Now, obviously, you don't always want to use your scrap on things. For example, laterite, probably just don't. I mean, if there's none around your home base, by all means, but probably you don't want to use your scrap on aluminum. But on something like malachite, perhaps you don't want to go up into the mountains. Maybe you don't have the drill mod that allows that hard stone to be mined with ease. That's completely fine, but really what this comes down to is the extraterrestrial crap that nobody wants to go get. If you don't want to leave the planet for some wolframite, it only takes 3 scrap to get 2, and that's a steal. Especially since we have an auto scrapper and all this soil, it is not hard to get soil, and it's not hard to leave the planet, but it's way easier to get soil than to leave the planet. Also, pro tip, compound sucks with the scrap. It is twice as expensive, whereas a lot of things are twice as cheap. Kind of weird. For example, ammonium, you can get twice as much ammonium for the same amount of soil if you turn the soil into scrap. But on the contrary, compound is twice as expensive with scrap, whereas it is obviously twice as cheap with the soil centrifuge. Very strange thing, very annoying thing. It sucks. Also, it does occur to me that having 32 nanocarbon alloy laying around could possibly lead to a good video in the future. After all, there's a lot you can do with 32 nanocarbon alloy, so feel free to leave a comment down below. Tell me what you think I should do with this nanocarbon alloy, and honestly, I'll do whatever the first thing I see is since I don't get any comments. I mean, just kidding, I'm obviously famous. Everybody loves the World Class Jerk channel. Now, if we're being completely honest here, there's not a lot left to say. Like I said, this was supposed to be a simple video because I'm not in the mood right now. Not that I don't like doing this YouTube stuff, it's just that I'm not in the mood right now. What I'm trying to say is that the tutorial's practically over. I've shared just about everything there is to share on this topic because it's not very big. I just wanted to make it a thing to all the Astroneer players to click on this video. The scrap is extremely important, and auto scrapper, as such, is extremely important, and a great way to gather soil, as such, is extremely important. Anyways, guys, thank you all for tuning into this one, and it would be in your best interest to do that again, so definitely leave comments down below. Tell me what you think I should do a video on next. This is definitely... I'll take suggestions.